GoPro.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Chris Souders, Slunger Cat Outdoors, back with you again this evening. We're on the high river. Finally been able to got some sunshine, got enough light that we can fish after work, and we decided to do a live show. Got Harley Neal.
Hey, folks, how are ya?
He's got a fancy GoPro camera that will, if you say GoPro, start recording, it starts recording. Look, did you hear that? Now he's watching something on. What are you watching?
I'm watching us.
Oh, he's watching us. No. So this is what's going to happen tonight, guys. I want to say thanks everybody for joining. It's a beautiful evening. Figured we'd come out here on the high river and try to catch some fish. Hopefully catch some fish. Your battery's dead. And but got Harley with me. If you guys want to see, something that's here, like here in a boat, like a rig tied or whatever, something we can do easily without, I got the camera hooked up to the power source, so won't be able to move the camera around much. But if you guys got questions, he's going to be on his phone. He's going to be asking the questions, and we'll answer whatever we got going on. So hopefully even get a fish. We did catch one, probably about 15 pounds or so. Yeah. The high river's got quite a bit of current in it. It come up real hard. So, I don't know. Hopefully we can find some fish.
Yeah, I'll look at the questions and stuff here in just a minute. GoPro battery died, so
he's trying to get his camera going. His
so.
fancy camera. The Sean, the water temperature is around 50. Looks like about 52 degrees. It's coming up. So that's a good sign for everybody that's out there that are. We caught our bait in with a cast net. Didn't I? Show you guys what we're using. Look at that! Fish slap! Fish slap! Fish slap!
See what you got to put up with when you fish with this guy.
We got a bunch of gizzard shad in the extreme tank, and they're good and healthy. But we caught them with the cast net whenever we got off work there, and so there was another question.
Well, first we got to say hi to Doc.
Oh, hey
Doc's
Doc.
Out there.
Yeah, I didn't know Doc was watching.
Yeah, buddy.
Doc, I'm glad you're watching, buddy. I hope you're feeling better. Hope everything's healing up good. Don, my wife is doing good, buddy. Thanks for asking.
And that battery's dead on the GoPro.
Did you charge your batteries at all?
Don't look like it, does it? My buddy at Justin's Fishing Fetish, shout out to him as well. Chris Groff wants to know if we're using circle hooks for live bait.
Yes. Yeah.
Daiichi.
Got our rig wrap. I finally joined the crowd and got the rig wrap case. I always, which, hold on a second, I will show you.
While you're digging in the case right there, Eric Deary wants to know, how do you judge the length of your leader line?
If a lot of times you said Derek?
Eric.
A lot of times Eric, when it comes to leader line, I do a lot of guessing, I guess. But I will find something, on my boat that is close to that 18-inch mark, and I always, use it. For instance, like my seats, or just my dash, something like that. That's how I judge a lot. 777 Outdoors. He asked, are we using cut or live bait? Right now we're using cut bait, but never know. Here in a minute we might tie on a big old live gizzard shad, because that water temperature is coming up. What was I going to do? Oh,
I kind of sideswiped you there.
Yeah. Got me going down a rabbit trail. So, everybody has seen me use these before, the worm bags from bass fishing. I love them. They work great. Nothing wrong with them. I always use the rig wrap cases. These little yellow ones and the orange ones. But I always hated that I never had a case or nothing to put them in. I always put them in Ziploc baggies or just throw them down in the console or something like that. But finally, I finally joined the revolution and got myself all fixed up with the case to hold it in. And man, have I been missing out. This thing is the cat's meow. Do you have one?
No, I don't.
You need one.
I do.
You need one. I mean, yeah, I still use this because I love it, but I am really liking this. I'm really digging this.
Time for a plug. Tonight's live bait brought to you by Extreme Bait Tanks. You'll be seeing more about that here in just a moment, hopefully.
Yeah, the good old Extreme Tanks working good, as you guys can see back there. We got a bunch of shad in, a bunch of gizzard shad, but let's see. Oh, Harley made me a homemade, what's that thing called? Cat head?
Dead cat.
Dead cat. Cat head. Harley made me a homemade cat head. It's made out of
Dead cat. Dead cat.
Dead cat.
Take 3.
I'll get it. I'll get it eventually.
There you will.
It's a dead cat.
Yep.
Dead cat. He made me one out of fake fur. I feel fancy.
It is pretty. Actually, I modeled. Chris got an old dog named Brownie, and this fake fur on this dead cat looks like Brownie. So,
Hey, I got something in the mail, Harley. I got something in the mail the other day, and I want to.
where's so? Okay. While Chris is doing that, we got a couple more questions here. Let's see here. Somebody wanted to know where we're fishing. We're on the Ohio River, just above the canal.
Yep, Ohio River. So, had an individual ask me if I'd use dragon weights much, and I said no. I mean, I do use dragon weights, but I don't use a particular one. Don't drag a whole bunch until I go down to Wheeler or anything. But I picked up some. I really like this name, and I don't know if you've ever heard this or not, but it's called Partners in Slime.
Awesome.
Is that catchy
That's
or what?
An awesome name, yeah.
That is. So I don't know how I want to like them, but it's a good name. It's a really good
right
name.
Up there with Slunger Cat.
Yeah, right up there with Slunger Cat. But anyway, this is a dragon weight. I don't know if anybody is on here. Like I said, I don't get to drag a whole bunch until we get to summer, or I go to Wheeler or Wilson or someplace like that. So I thought they're pretty cool. I mean, nice and bright. They sent me some green ones too. Different weights. This one, the orange here is what is this? These are 4. I think the greens are, these are 2. So I'm anxious to use them. I like them. I really, really like the name. That's a catchy name. What was the one about the hooks? What was the question?
What about the hooks? I don't know. I'm trying to get my phone resituated. It turns side. There it is. Okay. We have questions rolling in like crazy.
Yes.
Oh, they were asking
Mark?
if we use circle hooks.
Yeah.
Out here.
Whoever asked the question, hey, what's up, Dieter? Whoever asked the question of do I fish around Huntington? Actually, I love Huntington area. That's probably my favorite. I would say favorite section to fish. I really like it. But yes, whoever asked the question about the circle hooks, this is a Diachi D85 7/0. It's a circle offset. My go-to for anybody that knows me. And then this is the 5. Same hook, D85. That's just a 5/0.
Chris Duffeld wants to know if we're after flatheads or blues or both.
Well, we started off in the Canal River. Was headed up the Canal River. We got anchored up on a spot, and there just wasn't any current whatsoever. I mean, really, even with the drift socks out, we was going upriver. So we decided to just come out and head down river and hopefully get into some blue cats. I was really wanting to get into some early early springtime, you know, flatheads, but you know, this warm water has really got me itching, you know, but unfortunately there just wasn't enough current for me to fish.
I tell you what, I'll run through a couple more of these questions. We'll hit them and maybe get a little new bait out.
Yeah, you need new bait.
I do need some new bait. Jason Huggin wants to know, what are your thoughts on crimping leaders?
Jason, buddy, you are always on the show, and I want to thank you for that. Thank you for everybody that's always joined us. We got quite a few people on the show tonight, and it's awesome. I mean, you know, to have this many people on here tonight. But Jason, I think, you know, I think crimping is okay. You know, as long as you do it, you got a good crimp. You know, you're really taking your time. It's just like knots, in my opinion. If you're going to do it right. And if it's not right, you know, make sure you cut it off and redo it again.
Troy Thomas says, fancy schmancy. I'll take this one. Yes, sir. Let's see what we got. What's the anchor setup? Swinging a little bit. Yeah, I think you just hit that, didn't you?
Yeah, we're swinging a little bit. We're in some current, and you know, we're right on a seam. Got the hurricane anchor out the front. If you guys don't know, haven't seen or, you know, looked at hurricane anchors, you know, make sure you look them up. But they're really good anchors. I got a 30-pound hurricane. Not only that, they can set up, you know, logos, put your name on them, different collars. I mean, Chris and Mandy Gaines, you know, look them up if you don't. Roger, I think it's 30. It might be 28-ish. It's somewhere around that weight. But yeah, look them up. They can do a lot of different things with that. But we've been here in this spot for about. We've been live for 12 minutes already.
Yeah, we've been here about 12
so
minutes or so.
we're gonna refreshen some stuff up, cut some new bait,
Talk about more questions.
and then we'll come back and talk some more.
Yeah.
Hopefully Harley doesn't backlash a reel. He backlashed one really bad.
Not just the mild one.
I mean, he
professional backlash.
Yeah.
$8
Dieter,
worth of line.
yeah. Dieter, hopefully we're gonna catch one real soon, buddy. But let's get some fresh bait out there.
Yeah. Shout out to Stonefly. He just got on. He was on the other page or something. So shout out to him. Stonefly. So we're gonna.
Yeah, it's good and real big. Lose one of the sinkers already?
I got a sinker story for you guys.
Look at them. I forgot my cutting board, so we're going to use the top of a 5-gallon bucket tonight.
I'll let you off that one if you don't mind. You're more of a beast on those than I am. So give me
Look at
that
that.
live one there.
Look at that. Ooh. Look at there.
Would you look at that?
Early season, but hey, you got to try it.
Yeah, maybe a big old slung or blue. Hold that.
I don't know what in the world this thing's hooked to, but it's coming in.
Really? Probably new state record there. Probably what you're doing in here. I don't care if it's a turtle, as long as we catch something. Ladies and gentlemen, behold the Warrior Cat rod. Chris puts these rods through stuff you wouldn't believe. This dude ain't afraid to. My gosh. Whew. Whew. Big old strong railroad worker.
Oh, shucks. Here we go.
There we go, broke off one. Throw another live one out at him.
I'm out of breath. Make sure you get it closer to that bank. I wouldn't put no more live out.
You wouldn't? Okay.
We got one live one out there. Let's see. Oh.
Oh. Come out of that tree. Combat fishing.
I don't know what he's doing.
Well, the problem is I don't either.
Oh, goodness. Whew. It was at least, hey Ron, it was at least 400 pounds. At least.
What you had a hold of there?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, this is the reason I like these things so much, man. I mean, you're just so quick, cut it off, you break it off, and you're right back to it.
Well, we pushed over next to the bank. Actually got one in the water that time, Chris.
Oh, goodness. Fun times.
What fun would it be if ever just casted them out and just sit back down? Remember that time Harley hung one in a tree on live YouTube feed? Yeah.
Oh, good times. Whew. It's hard to say what you're going to see on this thing. Just like that, we're back in business. There you go, Harley. Nice little cut piece of gizzard shad.
Get in the tree, get in the tree. Dang it! Go under me.
Ah. There you go, Dieter.
You mean Dieter Melhorn's watching us?
What do you think, Dieter? I ain't got them fancy jeans, buddy, but what do you think about that flat bill, huh?
Flat bill?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dieter said he thinks I'd look good in a flat bill and some of them designer jeans that cost $80 a piece.
I don't like flat bill. I'm more fond of fresh cold bill.
Oh goodness.
Cold bill.
Sorry, Dieter, I can't handle that. Shoo.
See, I can cast
Here, piggy.
occasionally.
We really need to catch a fish. I just leave them other ones out there.
Yeah. So be it. So I just sit down here and laugh at myself.
All right, so we got a few new baits out there. Harley's gonna pick up some questions.
Mary Collins wants to know if we ever fished the Ohio River near Huntington.
I already answered that one.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah,
Moving
that's
on.
Mary. That's my favorite place.
What's up there? That's Dieter. Oh, dude. Looking. Justin wants to know how many rods we got. Got 8
Got 8.
right now.
And I hope it is as warm wherever you guys are at as it is here, because it is absolutely beautiful here.
Michael Link wants to know where you can find those hooks in bulk.
Who?
Michael Link, L-I-N-C-K.
Oh, Michael, you can get those Diachis on TTI Blakemore. Some of the previous, well, actually, this video will probably have it in the description. I don't know for sure yet. I haven't done much of the description work for this video, but in some of my videos, I will leave a link to TTI Blakemore, which is where you can get them. I believe they're like 65 bucks for a 100 count. Save you a little bit of money. Somebody asked, which question you want?
Justin asking in all caps, how are you using more than 2 fishing poles apiece?
Oh. West Virginia.
There you go.
Let's see. Somebody asked,
how much current?
we got about 1.5 miles to 2 mile an hour, something like that. Somebody was asking why we picked this spot. Not sure who it was, but to go over kind of why we picked this spot, there's a lot of current. Well, there's quite a bit of current, out in the main. So we've kind of, as you can see, we are close to the bank where we're at, and there's just a nice seam coming off of a point ahead of us, and it's kind of creating this seam down through here, and these fish are kind of hugging this bank. So that's kind of the reason that we're here where we're at.
Brian Hammond wants to know if we're using bait clickers.
No on the bait clickers. Dieter, wait time for me this time of year is the same, just about as most any other time of the year. It's going to be 30 minutes. So, especially with these blue cats, if they're hitting later, I might give it 45 minutes, but for the most part, it's going to be 30 minutes. The first fish we caught actually come within like 10 minutes of being here.
Yeah. Lone Wolf Fishing wants to know what's the ideal water temperature for flatheads to start biting. I think you ran over that last week, didn't you?
Yeah, 60 degrees. Who was that?
Lone Wolf, Randy Seller.
Lone Wolf, usually whenever that water temperature gets to 60, I really, really like, that's my key temperature for flatheads.
T. Med Alexander, are you going to cover bumping in one of your Tuesday shows?
Hey, you know what? We could. We absolutely could. When that water temperature warms up, we could absolutely. Somebody asked if we could cover bumping. Do a bumping on a Tackle Talk Tuesday, and I think that'd be a great show. So yeah,
that's how you get future shows. Ask about them.
Absolutely. I mean, and like I've said before, we get these ideas and we get this, the questions and stuff. That's how we are able to make the videos. So make sure you ask them.
He says we, like he means he. Occasionally I get to go with him. You're just too nice.
Yeah, but Video Viewer Fridays, all those videos come from questions from you guys. So make sure you're leaving them in there.
Wolfpack Fishing and Hunting. What type of rig do you use when catching skipjack? I know they will be biting good. Just wondering if you use sabiki rigs, and what colors do you think work best?
Well,
funny you should ask.
Actually, we went to the James River here a couple weeks ago, and I just happened to have some skipjack rigs that I had tied up that I took down there for American shad. They're relatively basically the same. They you can catch them the same way. So actually, I got some pre-tied up in here, so we'll kind of look at them. So this is a sabiki rig. This is like it's kind of got like red and green with sparkles. You can see the 1/4 ounce weight on the end with a swivel. The swivel's the top of it, and you just kind of cast it out and retrieve it with some action. Twitching it along, faster, slower. That's one rig. Let's see here. Oh, and these are probably my favorite. These are called Shiny Heinies.
What'd you say?
Yeah. Shiny Heinies. You can pick these up at Walmart. Just about every Walmart I've been to around the country has these. They're kind of like a crappie jig, and you can see I got 3 of them tied up. with a swivel, and it's the same thing, you know, cast and retrieve with different variations of speed and twitching and things like that. Let's see, I got I got another one in here, and here's another one of my go-tos. It's white, just plain white. These are like hair jigs, crappie jigs. As you can see, I got 3 of them tied up, you know, on that again. Same thing. They're in a kind of like just like a sabiki that I tie myself with the same knot, the same way that I do for my double hook rigs is what you know, the knots I use for those. So I like white, I like yellow, I like red and like red and silver, silver and black. Those colors for me work the best. And they should be hitting, you know, we just got into, this is what, April 2nd? Yeah, yesterday was April Fool's Day. For any of you guys that follow the King family, Jennifer and Wayne, and the King family down there in Indiana, Wayne and the kids done a absolute awesome April Fool's joke. They took donuts and filled them full of mustard. Donuts full of mustard. That is hilarious.
That's awesome.
Could you imagine biting into a donut and getting nothing but a bunch of mustard?
It's still a donut. I'm going to take a question here, okay?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Michael Thrift wants to know, how do you know current speed? Well, the way I saw Chris do it today, this is just judging from the way he did it. Get your boat in the current, turn it sideways to where you're drifting with the speed of the current, and you can look at your depth finder generally, and it'll show you the speed that you're moving. And if you're not sure you're moving exactly as fast as the current, spit in the water, see if the water's, if it's going faster or slower,
Yep.
so you know pretty much how fast you're going. So
Absolutely.
there you go.
Now one thing I would change from what he said is put the nose into the current, and that way you can use your throttle to kind of make sure, you know, that you're going with, if there's something floating down the river, or like he said, spit in the water, and you can kind of make sure you're going with that, and you got to look at your sonar and you'll be able to tell.
Southern Ohio catfish or skipjack hitting on the Ohio. That's going to be a big no.
Well, not up here where we're at. Now, I have heard of them hitting like Barkley, Kentucky Lake, those areas. So I think they're coming. You know, they should be here before long.
Yeah, Roger said he was at Green Up Saturday.
Oh,
Rod,
here we go. Get it! Yeah! Don't let him get the other rods.
Oh.
Don't tell me he got off.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
Tackle Talk Tuesday live coming at you. There we go.
Don't get him tangled up in the other rods.
Okay, boss. He's not very big, but it's a fish.
It's a fish.
And it's live. I think it's the same one I had up the tree there a little while ago. So it could be a tree bass.
Is that a tree bass?
Yep, it could be.
Hey, we caught a fish.
How about us?
He hit good.
Well, blue cats do that.
You need me to strap you in?
No, I don't think not for this fella. Hold this, I'll get him. Chris Souders, catching fish for me. Been a net man. How about that? Boy, he's pretty.
Oh, he bit me. Bit me. There you go. Ow! Good joker. Look at that joker. Look at that mouth.
That was on cut bait.
You want to kiss him?
You're gonna give me a mwah.
All right.
And somebody asked earlier if we were
Say hello.
if we were to my little fish. Somebody was asking earlier about whether or not we are hooking them through the belly meat.
Yeah.
That hook, and once you learn to start doing that, when I remember to do it, that is in the belly meat right there.
Oh, that's tough
And that
stuff.
sucker is stuck.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't believe. Actually, just a fresh little piece of cat candy on here. Got a big old red head here.
There we go. Caught a fish on camera.
There we go. That's almost like the Dieter show. I think Dieter's going for a record. Most fish caught live on feed.
Oh, you're welcome, Jason. And don't. There we go.
That's precision right there. See, I got it in me.
Jason, your hat and towel should be out to you guys. I believe the 4th. So what would that be? Today's, yeah, that'd be Thursday. Should be there. He catches one fish, and look at him. Well, actually, that's 2.
Harley Cat Outdoors, brought to you by my ex-wife. I don't know.
All right, so we're gonna hit some more questions, and then we've been on here rambling for a little while.
Antique catfishing. What's that mean? What video camera he using? Vivian Davis wants to know.
Vivian, are you talking about?
Yes, she asked what. I guess.
Talking about me?
I think so.
I'm using my phone right now, but now, whenever I do the videos, I usually use GoPros. They usually do me pretty well. I have been messing around with different mics. I don't understand. Some mics will work wonderful with some things, and then some won't work at all.
By the way, we can't really tell here since we don't have the audio turned on.
Yeah.
Does the audio feed sound okay, guys? We've got a dead cat on there. I just wonder if you guys are able to hear okay.
Get a bite.
Getting a bite?
Harley's getting another bite.
Now I'm gonna let you catch one because
they
they want to see your style.
They know my style.
They have seen you catch fish. Except whenever you when you throw the rod over your shoulder and run the 20-foot length of your sea arc here. Ryan says it sounds good. It's fine.
Awesome.
Yes, it's Viv, and Chris knows me. Black guy from Indianapolis, Vivian Davis.
Oh yeah. Hey, buddy.
So, yeah, I'm actually looking at my feed in here. It's pretty bright looking still. Looks pretty nice.
This has turned out to be a. Dieter, I will, buddy. I will. I have a lot of questions. I mean, a lot of questions. I appreciate that, Dieter. It has turned out to be a beautiful, beautiful evening. I mean, look at that. Look at that sky. Look at that. That is a beautiful sunset.
Mike Greenwell wants to know what the water level is in Ohio. Can I take another one?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Mike, I want you to write this down. Water.weather. I'm sorry. Is it water.weather? Weather.water. Water.weather. Water.weather.gov. And that is the government's hydrologic survey predictions and actual levels. Make you a shortcut on your browser or on your phone, and you can check the levels and see what the water's doing and what they project it to do as well. So that's water.weather.gov. We live by that, man. That's
NOAA. That's
National Oceanographic Atmospheric Association.
That'll give you every water level, everything that in the United States that is governed by or able to keep water back or hold water. You know, that will give you the water levels of that area.
And actually, that's actually a real good question, because that is a important tool to have in your arsenal. You can actually pick out 3 or 4 different pools of water or whatever and create one page, so when you click on your link it brings up just the stuff that's of interest to you. So maybe we'll get Chris to do that in an upcoming show, show people how to do that.
That's a good
boss. Yeah,
absolutely, that's a good idea.
Now let's talk about hitches and safety on your boat, Mr. Souders.
For anybody, and I want you guys to do me a favor. I'll post a picture of this on Facebook. So for anybody that follows me on Facebook or Instagram, will see this later on. But I have always just dumped the water out of these tanks in the back of my truck. So if there's anybody out there that has a bait tank and they either pull the plug on the bait tank, or they pump it out in the back of their truck, or they just dump it out in the back of their truck, please do me a favor and go check out your hitch on the back of your truck. I couldn't get my actual hitch out of the receiver, So I, hooked a chain up to it and tried to pull it out, and it was rusted in there so bad that it wouldn't. And then I actually ended up cracking it. Well, I took it off last night to put a new hitch on, and lo and behold, where I couldn't see on top of the hitch was completely rusted out. And it's just by the grace of God that I didn't kill somebody going down the road, because it rusted completely out. And the only thing that was really holding it on was just a little bit on the bottom, and I didn't even know it. You got a picture of it?
Yep.
Oh, he's got a picture of it. So hopefully you guys can see that.
Can you see that?
So if you couldn't really see it, I'll post it on Facebook here later on. But
Tell them why.
Yeah.
Why?
And yeah, I did.
Okay.
And it was solely because I have been dumping out the bait tank and that salt water in that bait tank for so long. So if you do, pump that tank out onto the ground. That way it's not going in the bed of your truck. Jason asked a question. Jason Huggins. I don't know what it was.
I'll find old Jason's question here in a second. Jason Huggins says, "Can't you put a valve with a hose barb?" Valve with a hose barb, maybe for draining your tank.
Oh yeah. You could, but it was purely my fault, Jason. Purely laziness. Just pumping it out in the bed of my truck. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It was pure laziness on my part, and it cost me.
Team rig wrap. I will need some free rig wraps for the plug, by the way. He said, sounds like a great tip from Doc to cover. Yes, it does, really. I mean, that's good information to spread around, because you don't always think about those sort of things.
Absolutely. So if there's anybody that has a tank that's been doing that, dumping that out in the bed of the truck, go check it out.
Byron Strickler wants to know what size sinkers we're using.
8s and 10s. We're using 8s and 10s on the sinkers.
Yeah. Southern Ohio Catfisher. Do you offset your own hooks? If so, how do you know how far to offset?
No. Okay, so that was Southern Ohio
Outfitters. Southern Ohio Catfisher.
Southern Ohio Catfisher asks, and I think this is a good question, and I wanna cover this. He asked, do I offset my own hooks? And if I do, how do I know how far to do that? And that is a good question, because you don't know how far. I do not offset my own hooks. I don't touch them. Whenever they come from the factory, they come pre-offset. I use hooks that are pre-offset. If I have to, I don't like to bend a hook. The way that they offset these hooks, I don't know how far they do it, or how they do it, to be honest with you. And I don't want to, weaken any part of that hook. So whether you use these hooks or another hook, definitely use an offset hook, but buy one that's pre-offset.
The reason I'm laughing like a madman, the RF modulator says, "Chris, watching you guys live is so much easier than launching my own boat and warmer, and I've already seen more fish in the boat."
That's good. That's
You're
funny.
killing me.
Let's see here. Who was that? Jason. Jason asked, what water temperature will you start drifting? Well, for blue cats, if I'm in a heavy populated area for blue cats, usually that 55 to and up temperature, I'm gonna start moving and seeing if they're active, or see if I still need to anchor. Usually you'll be able to find out pretty quick. Any more questions?
Yeah, Isaiah Ward said, "What's up?"
What's up, Isaiah?
What do you say, Isaiah?
Yeah. Well, hey everybody, we've been at this for about 40 minutes tonight. It has went quick. I have had a blast. Harley caught a fish on camera. That's live.
Heck
That's
yeah.
a bonus. So we're gonna find us another place to fish. We've been here way longer than what I normally would be. What happened to this red tank? The red, if you're talking about the red Slunger Cat bait tank that I had, I took it out just for tonight because it's a bigger tank, takes up more room. This is a 20 gallon. That's a 30 gallon. I knew that I would not be needing a bunch of shad, so I just brought this one to save room for us to get around and film and things like that.
I'm going to put you on the spot before we go.
Hold on, I want to answer this question.
Okay.
William asked, when is the best time to start catfishing for flatheads? May. May usually is the best time. Go.
You and I talked about this probably 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Talking about maybe you doing a book on catfishing. How many of you guys would buy a book like an Amazon ebook if Chris wrote one on how to catfish?
That's not really putting me on the spot. That's
Well,
putting them on the spot.
Well, they probably would, is what I'm thinking. I think a lot of people would, to have, you know, to pass on to all their friends and everything, because stuff like this, you can, the only way you can learn all these tips is just by fishing and doing and fishing, you know, like the hitch thing.
If that's something you guys would like, I'm not much of a speller, so I have to put my wife to work.
That's what they make spell check for.
That's what they make spell check for. But, you know, if that's something you guys would be interested in, you know, leave it in the comments. You know, I'm always, you know, it's not like I'm not busy enough, Harley.
Wait until the end of this. I'm going to turn my GoPro on. And then check out my channel. By the way, can I get a plug in?
Yeah.
If you guys are watching on your computers or whatnot, if you go to Chris's homepage, on the right-hand side, it has links to other anglers like myself and Steve Douglas and whoever else you got on there. There's a link on there, but my name is Harley Neal. That's Neal, Harley like Harley Davidson. Look me up on YouTube. I need more subscribers. My channel has been growing slowly.
We're gonna have to put more videos out.
We are. It's springtime, and hopefully we'll get a video out here today. Of course, that last fish didn't get on my GoPro.
Oh, you didn't, did you?
But I'll snipe it off here live then.
Oh, okay.
Work that in some.
Okay.
I'll work some Dieter magic. It'll be video.
There
What's
you
up,
go.
Dieter?
So
there.
Anyway, if there is somebody, Jason, he said thanks for the hats, and it reminded me, if you guys like the swag that I are putting out, the Slender Cat hats and shirts and stuff like that, hit me up on Messenger, Instagram, wherever. You can pay for it over the phone by card or PayPal, if that's something you'd like to get sent out to you. As always, once again, thank everybody for watching, and yeah, we'll catch you on the water next week. I really greatly appreciate it. God bless. Have a great evening and a good week. Take care.
Oh, fish on!